People have always talked about stories of possible UFO sightings and other evidence supporting the existence of aliens. Because of overwhelming assertions from astronauts, ancient evidence like paintings depicting UFOs, and unsolved sightings, the debate on the existence of extraterrestrial bodies continues to persist. But with the recent discovery of alien bodies, will this finally confirm that we are not alone in this universe? Hi, welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that surely has gotten the attention of many people from across the world recently. It seems that there is possible evidence that will finally claim the certainty of the existence of aliens. Recently, in Mexico, non-human corpses were claimed to be alien corpses. Are these really the remains of an alien? Before we begin, what is your initial stance on the existence of aliens? Do you believe that they're real? Tell us in the comments below. On Tuesday, experts specializing in the study of extraterrestrial phenomena provided testimony to Mexico's Congress, and the proceedings began with an astonishing twist. Jaime Maussan, a self-professed ufologist, entered the congressional chambers with two coffins in tow. While addressing the audience, Maussan oversaw the unveiling of these caskets, revealing the presence of two bodies within. The deceased individuals appeared pale and resembled the typical portrayals of extraterrestrial beings, possessing enlarged heads, tiny bodies, and 3 fingers. Maussan asserted that these bodies were discovered in Peru back in 2017 and are believed to be around 1,000 years old. According to him, one of the bodies was even pregnant. José de Jesus Zalce Benitez, a forensic expert and military physician, conducted the examinations at the NOR Clinic in Mexico. He confirmed that there were no indications of skull assembly or manipulation, despite the initial notion that the bodies might have originated from a single skeleton. Maussan stated that the specimens underwent analysis at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, or UNAM, where scientists successfully obtained DNA samples from them and employed radiocarbon testing to ascertain their age. He emphatically stated, "These are not mummies," emphasizing that these are fully intact bodies without any signs of tampering or manipulation. Swearing under oath, Maussan asserted that these bodies were of non-human origin. But who is Jaime Maussan anyway? Maussan is a Mexican journalist who professes to be a UFO researcher, boasts a career that has included stints with prominent Mexican media outlets such as TV Azteca and 60 Minutes. In 2015, Maussan made the assertion that a mummy unearthed near the Nazca lines in Peru was of extraterrestrial origin. However, a fact-check conducted by Snopes.com debunked this claim, concluding that the mummified remains were, in fact, those of a human child. Because of this, Maussan is widely regarded as a promoter of hoaxes. But during the congressional hearing on Tuesday, Maussan brought with him Benitez. He guided members of Congress through examinations of the purported alien bodies. He asserted that these alleged extraterrestrial beings possessed enlarged brains and eyes that allowed for a wide stereoscopic field of vision. Furthermore, he noted their absence of teeth, suggesting that they likely consumed liquids rather than engaging in chewing. The hearing also featured comments from Ryan Graves, who serves as the executive director of the Americans for Safe Aerospace organization. Graves, a former Navy fighter pilot, was among 3 U.S. veterans who provided testimony before a U.S. congressional subcommittee investigating the existence of UFOs in July. Mexico's Congress was also presented with videos depicting Mexican pilots struggling to comprehend rapidly moving airborne objects before them. Jaime Maussan proclaimed, "We are not alone." However, on the day following the hearing, Graves distanced himself from the event. In a post on the X platform, formerly known as Twitter, he explained that he had accepted the invitation from the Mexican Congress with the hope of maintaining government interest in pilot experiences related to unidentified anomalous phenomena, or UAP. Regrettably, he expressed disappointment in the spectacle that had unfolded during the previous day's demonstration. Graves clarified that his testimony had been focused on sharing his own experiences and the reports of UAP he had heard from commercial and military aircrew through ASA's witness program. He affirmed his commitment to raising awareness about UAP, emphasizing its importance for aerospace safety, national security, and scientific understanding, while expressing deep disappointment with what he perceived as an unverified publicity stunt. Going back to the hearing, Musson further claimed that these entities do not belong to our earthly evolutionary lineage. He added that they are not individuals recovered from a UFO accident, but instead, they were discovered within diatom or algae mines and eventually underwent fossilization. However, Musson quickly encountered strong opposition and disapproval from skeptics who raised doubts about the credibility of his presentation. Julieta Fierro, a researcher affiliated with the Institute of Astronomy at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, was one of those who voiced skepticism, noting that numerous aspects of the figures appeared illogical or implausible. Fierro further emphasized that the assertions made by the researchers, implying that their discovery had received endorsement from her university, were untrue. She also pointed out that scientists would require more advanced technology than the X-rays they purportedly employed to establish whether the supposedly calcified bodies were of non-human origin. Before we continue, what is your take on this matter so far? Share your thoughts with the others in the comments below. Moving on, academics, archaeologists, and scientists have asserted that the mummified remains, which UFO enthusiasts contend are extraterrestrial beings, are typically altered human corpses. They argue that the remaining specimens, particularly the smaller ones like those showcased in Mexico recently, are actually composite bodies composed of both animal and human bones. However, the examinations conducted by Mexican doctors on Monday indicate that these bodies were derived from a single skeleton and were not artificially assembled from different sources. Based on the information provided by the Mexican journalist and the doctor, who conducted an examination of two desiccated small bodies associated with Musson, they discovered that these bodies exhibited deformed and shrunken heads, along with 3 fingers on each hand. Among these 2 bodies, one was identified as female, and it was alleged to be related to what was referred to as Mexico aliens' eggs. Meanwhile, it has been reported that NASA has consented to examine the alleged extraterrestrial bodies showcased to the Mexican government. As per the individual who unveiled them to the public, a contractor hired by NASA is scheduled to assess these specimens. Musson informed DailyMail.com that an undisclosed third party reached out to him with the intention of conducting a DNA examination, possibly on behalf of NASA. This purported offer comes just 1 week after Dr. David Spergel of NASA declined to dismiss discussions regarding the existence of extraterrestrial beings. However, aside from his credibility, Musson is also facing criticisms on how he got his hands on the Peruvian remains. Peruvian Culture Minister Leslie Orteaga has raised concerns about how these specimens, which she contends are pre-Hispanic artifacts, left Peru, and she has disclosed the filing of a criminal complaint. In response, Musson asserted, "I am not concerned because I have not engaged in any illegal activities." Regarding the transportation of the bodies to Mexico, Musson admitted that he could not provide an explanation. He had borrowed them for the hearing, and they are currently in the possession of an unidentified Mexican individual who visited Musson's office on Friday, but declined to reveal their identity. When asked about the origin of the bodies, which Musson referred to as Clara and Mauricio, the individual stated that they would disclose the details at the appropriate time. Benitez, lending support to Musson's claims, calmly explained his interpretation of the scientific findings. Based on the DNA tests, which were compared with more than 1 million species, they do not appear to be related to anything currently known or described by science or human knowledge, he affirmed. With this, Musson, along with his undisclosed associates, faces allegations of engaging in grave robbing. Musson informed DailyMail.com, stating, "I personally visited the Ministry of Culture, requesting that they conduct an investigation and become involved in this discovery. Fierro, continuing with her stance that the alien bodies are not mysterious at all, explained that the presence of carbon-14 in studies conducted by UNAM indicates that the samples were associated with brain and skin tissues from distinct mummies who perished at different points in time. The concentration of the radioactive carbon-14 isotope absorbed by living organisms in their tissues diminishes over time, enabling scientists to estimate the approximate year of the specimen's demise. Regarding other planets, she pointed out that the quantity of carbon-14 in their atmospheres might not necessarily mirror that of Earth. In summary, the findings do not reveal anything enigmatic that could suggest the existence of compounds related to life that are absent on Earth, Fierro concluded. Then, a recently resurfaced video making the rounds on social media strongly suggests that the two bodies are essentially akin to Frankenstein's monsters, composed of a mishmash of both human and animal bones. In the video, which has gained widespread attention on platforms like Reddit, the commentator points out one of the specimens and highlights the fact that, instead of humeri, or the upper arm bones, she sports femurs, or thigh bones. Her legs present an even more perplexing puzzle, the commentator continues, using X-ray-style visuals to demonstrate. One of the thigh bones is actually a femur, but positioned in the wrong direction, while the other is a tibia, and they are completely mismatched with the hip bone. There's no functioning joint at all. He proceeds to draw attention to other irregularities, remarking that some of the bones appear to be crudely truncated, and the fingers are described as utterly disordered. The excerpt, seemingly extracted from a 2018 episode of the French news program 66 Minutes, has fueled additional mockery of Maussan's extravagant assertions. In both the scientific and political spheres, there is now widespread acknowledgement that there exist peculiar phenomena that cannot be confirmed. However, significant disputes persist concerning their source or origin. But with this discovery being taken into consideration by the Mexican Congress after a similar discussion took place in the U.S. Congress months before, UFO enthusiasts are hopeful that this topic will be taken more seriously. We want to know what your final thoughts are on this matter. Do you think that the two bodies are actually the remains of an alien? Tell us in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, click like, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Thanks for watching.